Girl, you got me staring now, and I think you know why. The way you move your hair brings certain things to mind. You look me in the eye and say, come here with me. But I got eyes so tall, we don't feel a damn thing.
And we transition over. Oh, I should probably stop the music that's playing too.
Probably.
Yeah.
So I wandered out to the garage this morning.
Yeah.
And those two pigeons that moved in the neighborhood are out in the street.
Yeah.
One of our neighbors was walking up, and they go to flee and take off. One takes off to the left, one takes off to the right, and they collided midair.
Collided just right into each other. Nice.
They're not the brightest birds.
No, they're not. Hi, everyone. We're Clinically Inane. We are a nerdy podcast out of Seattle, usually talking about, well, whatever is going on this week, whether it's nerd culture or just on our minds or otherwise.
Or pigeons.
I'm Curtis. That's Boet.
Hi.
Yeah. And
Seattle's only podcast dedicated to pigeons.
yeah. I'm going to turn up the monitor a little bit. There we go. I think I it might be time to swap the headphones.
Might be.
Yeah.
They've been around for a while.
They've been around for a minute. We got them for cheap, too.
Yeah.
In fact, I think they were free.
No, we originally had 3 pairs of them.
Yes.
2 of them we got on a really big sale because they were clearing them out, and 1 I got as a bonus at work.
That's what it was.
One of them was part of my Christmas bonus at work.
Yeah.
And then a few months later, we got them really cheap because they were clearing them out.
That was 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Ooh, at least. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it was year 2 or 3 of the podcast when we got them.
Yeah.
So, and we're just getting into 7, so starting year 7, I think. We're into year 7.
So I'm also running backwards in my time in Seattle. I know what job it was. What position I was working at that job at that time.
Yep. Yeah. So things have changed a little bit.
It has.
Yes. Now, you did something that you've never done before this weekend.
Yes, I was a responsible adult. No wait, I paid my.
You better pay your bills. Mostly because our rent comes out of your account.
It's still saying that right now.
Okay. But you went to PAX.
I went to PAX for Friday.
I appreciate that you're like, I have a camera now, so I can show off things.
Yeah.
You've never been to PAX before.
I'd never been to PAX.
I used to go.
Yeah.
I started going a little over about 10 years ago-ish.
PAX and Bumbershoot on the same weekend. And for most time in Seattle, we've done Bumbershoot because it had a good lineup.
Well, that and I have some issues
with Penny Arcade.
With in general.
Yeah.
Personal issues with them. But
now PAX is part of ReadPop, which adds a whole nother level of confusion on those feelings.
Yeah, it's because Mike and Jerry are still involved, but it's run by ReadPop. So
Yeah, like I mean, there's still a pinnacle. Like when you sign up for your badge, you get automatically assigned to. There's two teams collecting.
Yeah, you get
points.
assigned to
I was on Team Tycho.
Tycho or Gabe.
Yeah.
And you collect points by scanning certain things
They
throughout.
have little scan stations for your badge to like scan at throughout.
Were you doing it?
A couple of them. Like listening to people talk about it. Most people couldn't find them.
Okay.
Like one of them was back by.
Well, it's a scavenger hunt. So
yeah, because one was back by the test game section.
Yeah.
Which you have to go past the one like big test game section,
Mm-hmm.
past free play, down a little hall.
Well, I mean, they from reading what you sent me, it is a scavenger hunt.
It is,
hunt. Yeah. And so like things will.
Oh, I sent you that thing I sent you because you looked at your phone, didn't you?
Yeah.
It's always loaded on my phone. It has yet to actually load on my computer.
Oh, really?
It just gets a server error or a system error.
Yeah. I wonder if that they like. It's probably. I wonder if they have a desktop version of it. Really.
Well, that's the thing is I'm not getting this is a mobile only thing. I'm getting an actual Apache server error.
Yeah.
Like it's a raw error code.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, as long as the mobile got pushed,
yeah,
and that's who's using it most. So
I already sent you because I only looked at it on my desktop, so I thought the whole thing wasn't working.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I looked at it on my phone. And I was like, I don't get what's going on.
Eventually, I opened my phone. Like, I was going to show Ashley the problem, and it came out fine.
Yeah, it's like I was looking at it. I was like, yeah, layout seems fine to me. I don't know what he's like. Was that a joke or does he actually like the layout? I'm confused.
And that's why, because I was confused too.
I was like, this looks fine to me. But yeah, I used to go to PAX.
Yeah.
And then switched to Bumbershoot when I realized I didn't enjoy supporting them.
That's fair.
And this year we're not even doing Bumbershoot because the lineup was just hot fucking garbage.
And their
big last minute headliner that they waited like until what, a month before?
Yeah, so
like right after
they waited until the final. So
they waited until after Capitol Hill
tickets.
Block Party.
They released tickets,
Yes.
for sale, and they bumped the prices when they announced the lineup.
Yep.
And then they bumped the tickets. Then they bumped the ticket prices again when they announced Lizzo.
Yep.
And they bumped the tickets again when they announced the order, like the
time slots. Yeah, and then so Lizzo was supposed to be the big headliner, and they did the lineup, and then they had like this little area. It was like starred out, and we figured out it was probably because Lizzo performed at Capitol Hill Block Party, and
It was too soon to announce it.
It was like they couldn't announce. They probably had some sort of contract stipulation that said they couldn't announce that Lizzo was going to be playing.
Which there are actually rules for the West Coast
Yeah.
dictating how long it's between major shows, festivals in particular, which Block Party is technically a festival.
Yeah.
To announce artists or schedule artists.
Mm-hmm.
The irony that they had to wait to announce Lizzo is it's AEG who runs Bumbershoot now, who's been the big push behind that.
Yeah. Yeah, they shot themselves in the foot on that.
Because they were tired of people announcing like Coachella's coming up, and people are announcing those Coachella artists at other events.
They're announcing them like playing in LA 2 weeks before Coachella.
Yeah. Well, they were fighting like,
or like a smaller event like 3 weeks later.
well, like they were fighting stuff like they're going to be at Coachella, but then they're announced at the Gorge later that summer.
Yeah.
Because they thought people weren't coming to Coachella then because they could see the artists at the Gorge.
Yeah, people aren't going to Coachella for more than one reason.
Yeah.
Just like, well, so that they waited until after Capitol Hill Block Party to announce Lizzo.
Yeah.
And then Lizzo canceled
this week.
Morning of.
Yeah.
Her performance was supposed to be last night.
night?
It's supposed to be Friday evening. She canceled Friday morning
Because she had a
sinus infection.
Well, she can't even fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's been interesting jumping around the Bumbershoot tag.
Oh, I'm sure that's right.
It's like the Bumbershoot hashtag is a lot of people basically being like, why the fuck did I even like? Of course, you see all those people who are like, I spent $175 so my daughter could go see Lizzo, and I'm like, first of all, why'd you spend that?
I do know people who are debating buying a ticket just for Friday.
Yeah,
Just because of Lizzo.
fuck that. Like,
Yeah.
no, I like, I wouldn't buy I would not buy a festival pass I would not buy a festival pass for a single day just to see one artist.
Not at current Bumbershoot prices.
Not at current Bumbershoot prices. Maybe, Bumbershoot prices when I started going to Bumbershoot.
Hell, when I started going to Bumbershoot.
Yeah, because you started coming 2 years after I started going.
Which at this point is... I'm getting Bumbershoot post memories from Facebook from 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And that price, like a single day was like $35, $40.
$40, yeah. We paid like, after fees, I think we paid like $135.
Which is almost where you're at.
For a single ticket.
Like the last
No,
minute
excuse
tickets.
me. Last minute ticket for a single day is...
And Saturday's even more than that.
Yeah.
For just Saturday.
Yeah. No, fuck that noise.
Yeah.
And they used to open it up at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And like it would be an all day thing.
They open at 10 a.m. And like the first thing off was the
stretch and dance over at the old Starbucks stage.
So there was
the mural stage.
There was also yoga shoot at another spot.
Yeah.
But yoga shoot's still there, but it's like it's not even the first event of the day anymore.
No, it's just a thing.
Yeah.
But then again, that was when One Reel ran it, and since One Reel gave it up to AEG, I found out why they switched from the wristbands to the paper ticket, and you can only go in.
Yeah.
Like there's no reentry.
Yeah.
Because the attendance has dropped so much that they it is they lose profit by doing wristbands. Like it is such a small order for the wristbands.
It's not worth it.
That it's not worth it, which is why they killed it. Not for the reasons of like, we just want to make it's to, help with scalpers and all that shit. No. It's because they that's what the reasons that they gave, that there's no reentry and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The reason is that it just costs too much.
The no reentry is a paranoia about people splitting tickets.
No, it's not. Like as soon as they added the wristband, took away the wristbands, they got because.
But then no. So the ticket thing, the new ticket style is because of price.
Yeah.
The no reentry part is because they're paranoid with people
splitting tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like one person goes earlier in the day and one person goes later in the day. They want both of those people to buy a ticket. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I have enough friends who work like retail and bars that they could do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Entirely.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's a what is it? I saw some pictures from Main Stage yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Oof. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's what happens when you treat it like shit. Like you start
trying to Coachella it.
Trying to turn it into Coachella when it's not Coachella.
Yeah.
And you start pandering to lowest common denominator.
I mean, a lot of what's happened to Bumbershoot is the concerns everyone had about Emerald City going to Reed Pop.
Yeah, was that they would kill what made it special.
Yeah.
They would just try and make it all about money.
They tried to clone it, their biggest thing.
Yeah. And in reality, when Emerald City went to Reed Pop, all the other shows became like Emerald City.
A little bit more, yeah.
Yeah.
They still have their own flair. But...
that was the point. That was the entire point, is that they wanted to make it make all the other shows more like Emerald City, which is why they got Reed Pop got Emerald City, and they brought all the people from Emerald City into the fold to help run all the conventions that Reed Pop owns,
which has been great.
Yeah, you look at the increase in attendance. Yeah,
that's one of them. Yeah,
increase in attendance and also quality of shows like New York Comic Con, C2E2, shit. What are some of the other ones? I keep on the only ones that are popping into my head are all the fucking ones that are overseas, because
they have a couple in London.
They're running MCM in London,
Toronto,
Melbourne.
I thought they had the Star Wars Celebration.
Yes, they do also do Star Wars Celebration.
Phoenix is not.
No, Phoenix is not one of them.
San Diego's not.
Awesome Con, I think, is one of theirs. I could be wrong.
They've got a lot.
Yeah. I know they do Seoul. The only reason I know these ones that are overseas is because our friend Todd is the global talent person, so he's the one who's in charge of celebrities across the world.
Yeah.
Coming to conventions, and so he is always at all of these conventions. Mm-hmm. And so he literally goes to all of them. So I always see him checking in at all of these places.
Yeah.
And so that's the only reason I know that Reed Pop owns or has a hand in all of them. Mm-hmm. I think they have some out of Florida now too.
I think so. I mean,
There's a number of them.
Yep.
But they're like you'll notice a lot of them started copying the stylings of Emerald City.
Yeah.
And they took over PAX. They took over PAX as a whole.
Mm-hmm. Because there's PAX East, there's PAX West,
there's PAX Unplugged.
There's PAX Australia. There's
6 different ones now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I remember when PAX East happened, and it was a big deal. And that was when it was just Penny Arcade running it.
And at this point, they just PAX them in real tight.
What's that?
At this point, they just PAX them all in there.
Yeah. So how was your first time at PAX ever?
I really enjoyed it. Again, it feels far more like an expo.
Well, that's because it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I did the GameStop Manager Expo a few years ago, which is a similar idea where a lot of these booths where you're just trying out shit, you're not buying shit.
Yeah. They have booths where you can buy stuff, but primarily it's
like main
tryouts.
floor is trial stuff. I admit I get on the main floor. I tried out a few games. I didn't want to wait in line for.
You're not waiting in line for the AAA title.
Not really.
No.
A lot of AAA titles wasn't necessarily appeal to me as much either.
You're not waiting in line to play the new fucking Battlefield, or whatever, or Call of Duty, or
what did I play in major? Did I play any major title? I would hang around and watch them. Mm-hmm. I don't think I played any of the major titles.
Yeah, I the only thing I remember playing that would be considered even a slightly major title at the time that I stood in line and tried out was Torchlight. Was the first Torchlight game.
Yeah.
Aside from that, it was all indie titles and board games.
Actually, there was one where I spent most of my time on the main floor playing with stuff. It was Corsair. Well, they own Elgato now.
Oh,
which Elgato does still.
That explains why I got that email.
Yeah, because or at least Elgato is part of their booth, so I'm assuming it's the same company.
Yeah.
But Elgato's got all their streaming stuff. Corsair, I sat there and played with keyboards.
Yeah.
Because clickety clack and typing.
Can you see that?
Yeah. I did not complete their scavenger hunt.
Take a picture in front of the Origin take a picture of the Origin PCs at the booth. Take a picture of the gaming chair being demoed. Complete their survey to receive a free pin. I totally would have done that.
Well, that's
take a picture of the Corsair mouse at the booth, and what do you get for doing that?
Oh, so that's the scavenger hunt on one side. There's get coins for a chance at the claw machine on the backside.
To get a raffle ticket, and then on the backside is to get coins for our claw machine,
which I never found. So two of them were to go to play their HTC Vive demo.
Yeah,
and take their survey at Best Buy station.
Yeah.
I didn't find either one of those stations in my time there.
It's too big of a convention or an expo.
But it means I have a little coin now that says Corsair on it.
Nice.
Yeah. I just played through their mice and their keyboards and looked at their water coolers. And,
yeah.
See, I only grabbed one other hardware thing, but Whirlwind FX.
Remind me what it does again.
Telling them about it.
Yeah.
So they're like little tower that goes next to your computer screen, and it's designed to look at the game as you're playing it and read the weather and add wind effects.
And you said heat and cooling too.
Yes.
So if you're in the desert, it'll make it warmer.
Hot air. If you're in the Icewind Dale, it'll blow cold air at you. It can also work as a LED light controller or smart light controller, so you can get the atmosphere of the room to kind of match. And
I don't need that shit. That's pointless.
It was my favorite ridiculous thing I saw there.
You know what? I'm glad people are finding things like that they enjoy. I do not give a flying fuck about that kind of thing. I literally just built this PC. It has 2 different things that have full color controllers in them.
You're not saying...
I played with it for about 10 seconds when I had the PC open.
Yeah.
And I just went, neat.
What I've seen cool things with color controllers is, especially if it's a desktop, so they're more visible in the room.
Yeah.
I've seen people have them change color, certain colors depending on notifications they have, or alerts, or...
Yeah, I don't need that shit. I don't care.
Yeah.
And That's the other reason I bought the full black encased PC.
Because you don't necessarily want the light everywhere.
Yeah, I don't want light bouncing around
There's
everywhere.
a white LED on the front of this thing that's pretty damn bright.
Yeah, that's the power.
Okay.
Power button.
I walked in here at night just lighting up the room.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. What else did you get?
Year of Rain is actually pretty fun.
Which one?
Year of Rain.
You got to hand these to me after you show it off. A Year of Rain.
It's a
Is it an
Team
RTS.
RTS.
team? I'm out. I have to play with other
Playing
people.
the demo at least was fun.
I have to play with other people?
Yeah.
Gross.
Luna City. Luna City was a card building game back in the 90s,
I remember this. I remember this like style of art
and they're bringing it back as an
online
As
card
a-
game, like a Hearthstone type thing.
you can play it online or AI, so you can play against other players or
Yeah,
play against
yeah,
AI.
but like a Hearthstone,
Kind of,
or,
yeah.
or
Where you're
Magic Online.
Magic, where you're playing out your characters and adding buffs to them and attacks.
Mm-hmm.
And- yeah,
Cool.
the demo I spent the most time on.
Solasta. Is
Uh,
this an indie?
Yeah, they haven't even launched their Kickstarter yet.
New turn-based tactical RPG based on D&D 5e.
That's part of the reason why I enjoyed it.
Interesting.
Like you have your little squad moving around, and you move in formation. But when you hit encounter enemy, it rolls for initiative, and then it's turn based. Like selecting.
Interesting.
It's very, very we'll say D&D influenced.
Interesting. Coming
was-
soon to Kickstarter.
And like, I'm less worried about that one on Kickstarter because I actually played a version of the game in there. So
Yeah, that does help.
that does.
I haven't backed any game Kickstarters. I backed a lot of board game Kickstarters. I haven't backed any like PC or video game Kickstarters because I don't trust any of them.
This one I might actually back because
I've
again,
seen so many people get burned.
this
so.
one I've actually played a version of it, so I know something exists. There's at least a playable demo,
There's a playable demo at least.
which means there's an engine and mechanics.
Yeah, and they're far enough along.
Yep. The Day We Fought Space.
The Day We Fought Space.
It's a mobile game definitely designed for tablet, but it's just a side-scrolling shooter.
Interesting.
What was interesting about it is, so you have a finger on one side moving your ship up and down, which constantly shoots.
Yeah.
The other side, you could expand. You could kind of adjust the angle of and expand and contract your angle of how the size of your weapon shoots.
Interesting.
Yeah,
So it's kind of like those old vertical scroller ship games.
but you could control the size of your weapon, so more concentrated for big enemies, spread out more for a group of them. And
It's designed for tablets and mobile.
oh yeah,
Cool. I like a good tablet game.
who's an underappreciated game publisher and developer?
Who's that?
Daedalic.
Who is it? Daedalic?
You've played a bunch of their games.
Probably. Oh, they're the ones who are making A Year of Rain.
They're making Year of Rain. Their entire timeline's on the backside. So they're not the developer, but they published Torchlight 2.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Monkey Island.
Yeah, there's a lot of games that they developed and published that I know both of you and I have played, or you or I have played.
Yeah, I've played a lot of these.
Yeah,
I've definitely played a lot of these. Cool. Yeah, it's just to say the name sounds familiar.
it's like you've definitely seen it pop up on a loading screen.
Yeah, I definitely have. Interesting.
Yeah,
And that's where A Year of Rain is coming from.
it is, and they have an interesting variety of games coming out. I think it was part of what intrigued me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Like, there's one that's described. I didn't get a chance to play it because it had a bit of a line, but it's a story of death and romance.
cool.
I think involving death. Oh yeah, Felix the Reaper,
Felix the
a
Reaper.
romantic comedy game about the life of death. That was it.
Okay. Well, there you go.
There's another one, Unrailed, where it's again a team one, but it's local team.
Okay.
And you're all working together to try to build a railroad as the train is going down the railroad.
Oh, that could never go wrong.
It was entertaining to watch people play it.
Yeah.
I have one card left.
What's that?
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok.
Fate of the Norns. It's actually from a book company. I got it mainly because I don't like the book company more.
What book company?
I don't remember. But they also had a bunch of other books on like medieval fantasy creatures. Drive-through stuff is the... So there was this one. There was Ragnarok was featuring... I think this was actually more of a game one, but they had books on like medieval monsters and different... Just collection of fantasy stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You also bought a few things I saw.
I did. I bought a set of dice and a big die.
Yeah.
Like big 20-sided.
Yeah.
That's actually all I bought.
I mean, that's not bad.
I mean, I hung out at Steve Jackson Games for a while.
Yeah,
because
okay,
I know
tell
one
this
of their
story.
reps. So a friend of mine is one of the... They're called MIBs, which I don't know what it stands for, but it's their on-site, or is it MIPs? Anyway, so they're on site like, hey, we'll show you how to play these Steve Jackson Games people.
Yeah.
And so I got dragged into a game of Munchkin.
Okay, as one does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's the version with the board where you're easier to track levels and whatnot. And I was a little bit ahead, so the two players on one of my attack turns ganged up on me and gave me this. One attacked me with the big monster, another person overpowered the big monster. Mm-hmm. And so this was okay, I have cards in my hand. I can level up my character. I can use these to add, extra discard 3 cards to get 3 bonus points for my character.
Yeah.
And then I had, so I'd leveled up the character, added a point so far for damage, and they enhanced the monster. Mm-hmm. And so I used a duplicate, or doppelganger, which duplicates my character.
Yes.
And so I'm getting closer. So I play this thing called Collection of Balloons, which is a distraction. Adds +5 to one side. Mm-hmm. And the question and then I upgrade my character more. Mm-hmm. The question becomes, since I upgrade my character, do those points apply to both my doppelganger and my character? Mm-hmm. And does the balloon? And that was a yes. They decided. Mm-hmm. And they had to get multiple together to decide if the collection of balloons applies to both characters or if it's just the team.
Mm-hmm. So basically,
it ended up being the team,
yeah.
But it took like 8 cards, and I defeated the monster.
Nice.
And surprised both the other players.
Nice.
Yeah.
You also have a tendency to break some games.
I did that to one of the test games. Too.
One of the test games.
Interesting game where you're fighting with these two little characters.
For the record, this is not just a thing that I'm saying. We have gotten multiple new games. And whether they're they were a Kickstarter game or somebody's just here, have this, or somebody thought it looked neat and bought it. We've gotten multiple new games where all of a sudden where we're playing, we're having a good time, and then all of a sudden Boet does something and it breaks the entire game and nobody has fun anymore.
We have a couple where you've managed to write house rules that negate my powers.
Yeah, there was the
10-minute heist.
10-minute heist. We had to write a house rule for that.
If you're the last one out, you only get 1 turn.
Yeah. Because if you were the last one out, that Boet figured out you could still go to all the rooms.
Well, the strategy was I figured out that it said to be hopping away to the exit.
Yeah.
First person to the exit gets a better bonus. Second person gets a less bonus. Last person out gets a negative thing.
Yeah.
And you're hopping rooms, and some rooms have bonuses, some rooms have damage. You don't know entirely which. So you might hit damage instead.
Yeah.
But I figured out that if you just go room,
and clear out all of them and get and even with the negative point, you could still win.
It OPs you basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even with all the negatives, you still have the most points.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we had to house rule that one.
So that after you're the last person out, you only get 1 turn after the other person leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, continue.
But it was an interesting little fighting game where you roll meeples.
Yeah.
Which, if you know what meeples are, they're standard little
If you've ever played Carcassonne or anything
the game
that.
Meeples.
Meeples, yeah.
There's a lot. They're a fairly standardized figure.
Tara made some sprinkles that looked like them.
Yeah. They should, but they're also using a lot of game testing because they're such a standard thing.
Yeah, they're standard. They're the standard little humanoid piece
made of wood
piece, and they're all painted different colors.
Yeah. This guy's game was you roll 6 of them, And depending on your position, they're either building power or attacking. And so it's a back and forth 6-panel fighting game, like side scroller type thing. Mm-hmm. And I quickly figured out if you put all of your power ups in the beginning, most people spread them out, but you can use your power ups to also block and gain power. Mm-hmm. So you end up blocking all their normal attacks. And by the time you get to the end, you've got a bunch of power and they have almost no
Attack
blocking left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you can overpower them.
So it's supposed to be like a 3 to 4 round game. I didn't want.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, and it's just because you found a dynamic that you have this weird thing like with simple games and card games where like there will be something that most people assume, especially if they've played a lot of games, that should be a rule.
Yeah.
But unless it's rules as written, Boet will assume it's not a rule. And because there's been multiple times where you've tried to do something and we've like looked at the rules as written and been like, no, you can't. They thought about that one.
This one, I clearly not thought of that one yet.
Yeah. I mean, it's part of it.
Yeah, that's part of the game testing. That's why it's a fun area to hang out.
Yeah. I mean, we've gone and walked over into game testing a few times at a couple different places and found some cool shit.
Yeah.
That's why I have Last Night on Earth is they were testing it.
That's why I have 10 Minute Heist.
Yeah.
They were testing it and gave a copy. And
Yeah.
which we have a couple different games. We've gotten like bonus copies of stuff.
We got the one copy of that game from King Killer Chronicles.
Yeah, and I can't remember the name of it right now.
And I'm spacing on the name of it. But we got a copy of it because to like talk about on the show, and then like we looked at it, talked about it, and then we went to go try. Like they gave us a card to email them.
Yeah.
And there was no contact. I was like, cool, and like took it and like, cool, we'll send it to you when it's done. When we get through it. And there was no contact info.
Yeah.
So we didn't even bother. We're like, what the like?
We talked about it. We played it.
We talked
It's
about
a fun
it.
game.
It's a fun game. Yeah. It's like we looked at it and it's like, oh
well. And I know I'm trying to think of other games I played during the day, but there was other. It's partially just wandering around, like looking at, like there's a couple that I have on my Steam wish list. I actually got to try.
Yeah.
And that like made a difference. Like one of them I'll go buy now.
Yeah. Other one not so much.
Yeah.
See if it shows up on the Steam sale.
Basically.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is like, I get newer game world. I get more frustrated. There's such a lack of demos.
Yeah. Yeah. That was one of the things that we used to like. I used to love when I got Xbox Magazine and had the demo disc.
I had Mac Addict.
Yeah.
Which back in the day
That's why you played Halo.
was somewhat subversive towards Apple, but also had a lot there was I had a Halo demo. Oni. Mm-hmm. When they were still a software company, they had. There was one that ended up being a big one with a early female protagonist. I can't remember the name of. That was a demo for Mac originally.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The game's name was Oni, which ended up being a decent size either Xbox or PlayStation hit.
I just remember playing a lot of. I just remember like as soon as they added internet capability, you could download demos.
Yeah.
And like they kind of did away with that on PS4, but like up into PS3, like it was still a thing. Actually, a little bit into PS4 too. Like you remember one of the it was almost a full game in and of itself was PT.
Yeah.
Which was the Silent Hill demo that Norman Reedus and Guillermo del Toro were working on together, and the game got canceled. Some people still have the demo on their machine because, like the demo got pulled, the game got canceled, the demo got pulled,
but people had already downloaded it.
But people had already downloaded it and were playing it, and like it's one of those great lost games kind of thing. Like
I had a demo for a game that was, you basically were you were a futuristic LA cop in this little robot that transforms between like a speeder bike and a walking fighting robot.
Yeah,
and you were cleaning up LA. The full game never actually came out.
Yeah,
but canceled. I had the demo.
I had a couple of those too.
I put hours, maybe hundreds of hours into that demo.
There's one turn-based demo that I got that the full game never came out, and I was like, wow, this game's a lot of fun. And
I really enjoyed that one because you're fighting criminals, but as a speeder bike, if they're on like foot, you can either pop up and shoot them as a robot, or you can just ram them in the speeder bike form.
Yeah, I mean, I do miss the demos.
I do.
There's some games that still put out demos, but not in the way that they used to.
I mean, that's a big chunk of it for me. Is I want to try these games out before I buy them.
Before you drop fucking $60 on
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
Like I have, like I've been excited for Other Worlds
Outer Worlds.
or Outer Worlds, and I was excited for it,
Yeah.
and I was into it, but I wasn't sold on it until I actually got a gameplay demo.
Yeah. They showed the gameplay demo at
Like,
E3. I think.
Yeah, like you know what, your little fancy video demos or video trailers are nice, but they're not what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cinema trailers.
Because also you don't know, like, what they're gonna do with the gameplay, where are they gonna go with it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, and it looks like Fallout. I mean,
Yeah.
It looks like Fallout.
It's Fallout in space.
Well, it's the people who made Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah.
So it's Fallout in space.
Yeah. You know what platform is actually still good for demos? Mobile.
Mobile. Yeah.
There's a lot of games where like you get like the first couple levels for free, and then you buy the whole game to get the rest of it.
No, I don't think it's called Space Out. It's outer. It's outer. Was it outer?
I thought it was Other Worlds.
Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds or Outer.
Might be called something else different. I think it's Outer Worlds though. Yeah, Boyd's looking it up.
Because I have to.
Yeah. Well, I'm just curious. Full on curiosity out of it.
No, it's. Oh yeah, it is Outer Worlds.
Yeah, it's Outer Worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've seen a lot of news on it. Read a lot of
Yeah.
read a lot of.
I've been
articles
excited
on
about it. It's the one game this year I actually considered pre-ordering.
Yeah, because that way you just have it.
There's no pre-order bonus though.
Yeah.
Like none.
Well, we've talked about this.
Well, the other one I'm excited for is which comes out a week earlier.
Was
Is
Star
the
Wars.
new the Fallen. Star Wars something Fallen or
Something Jedi
Fallen Jedi
or something like that.
but it's only pre-order bonus is
It's pre-order bonuses or like this. What was it? The pre-order bonus is like a skin.
it's a skin for the droid and a skin for your lightsaber.
Yeah, and
If
then
you buy the premium, it's a skin for your character, a skin for the droid, and a skin for the lightsaber.
and a director's commentary.
Yes.
Who gives a shit?
I still have on my shelf the little fake book from Fable 3 with the coin and deck of cards in it.
I have my. I still have my Nathan Drake statue that came with Uncharted 2.
Yeah, I still have a lot of my like physical game toys.
Like that was part of the fun of getting that. Of getting the physical of getting the pre-ordering Uncharted 2 is it came the special edition came with like a full. Like it was a cardboard. I don't have this anymore. It's long gone. But it came with a full cardboard like little mini shrine that had the metal box for the game in it because it was a tin case or a steel case, and then it came with the belt buckle, his belt buckle, which I still have, his necklace with the ring, which I still have the ring. I don't have the necklace part of the strap part of it.
Necklace,
yeah,
though.
it came with that, and it came with the like
standee
full on
figurine.
statue that's about this big. That like it's a good statue too, and it was $100 for the special edition.
Yeah,
and I paid $100 for it, and I got shit out of it that I really like. It's not like the fucking you pay $100 for the special edition now, and you might get some skins.
Yeah, which.
Let's see. Speaking of Uncharted, Matt's got a question. Let me derail you for a second. Are you guys watching Retro Replay with Nolan North and Troy Baker? No, I haven't watched it. I've heard it's good though. It's on Twitch if I remember correctly. It might, but I've seen it around. No, my streaming, still with voice actors. My voice actor and the liability, is Travis Willingham's Yeehaw Game Ranch.
Well, there's also
that's the Let's Play.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was thinking video actor streaming. What does Curtis watch as video actor streaming?
Yeah.
Every week,
Twice
a week.
Well,
no. there's that, and there's the related show.
Yeah, there's Talks Machina. Yeah, with Brian. The liability.
You watch both their properties.
I watch 3 of their properties.
Oh, is that the Game Ranch theirs too?
Travis Willingham Yeehaw Game Ranch is theirs too, but it's fucking hysterical.
You sent me some clips from it. I watched a little bit with you.
I sent you the insult compilation, right? Yeah. You disowned Olsen twin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Game, like, I don't know. Pre-order bonuses have gone so, like, and the combination of pre-order bonuses and unfinished games is just killed it.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I mean, I have gotten to the point now where unless I'm super excited about a game, I will wait until like it goes on sale to buy it.
Yeah.
Like, what was it? I bought the Assassin's Creed dual pack of Origins and Odyssey for $20 because it was on sale.
That's the thing is,
I bought Mortal Kombat 11 recently because it was on sale.
the Jedi game comes out 4 days before my birthday.
Yeah.
Outer Worlds comes out 3 days after.
Yeah.
So I decide which one's going to be my birthday present to myself.
You know which one I'm going to get you?
Neither.
That is correct.
So that's what, yeah. And so it's ironic, though, is those are the two games I'm most excited for this entire year.
Yeah, no, I had Red Dead this year.
I guess was that
Was this year? No, it was last year.
That was last year. Those are the two most exciting games for me this year.
Yeah. Like, I'm trying to think of any new games that I'm, like, super jazzed about this year.
Like, this is the first year I have a Fallout title I wasn't excited for.
Yeah, Fallout 76.
Shit, even the little Fallout mobile game I was excited for.
Yeah, the bunker builder?
Yeah.
That was fun.
But yeah, so I have two games over 52 weeks I'm excited for. And they come out within a week of each other.
Yeah. Yep. No, I'm it is fun to see. Like, I am excited to see that a lot of the games that I'm excited for are still like a couple years out.
Well, the thing is, like PAX, there's a couple games I will buy now because of PAX.
Yeah. I definitely bought some games because
there's gonna be a Kickstarter back because of PAX.
Yeah. The one game that I actually want to try out that I don't know when it's coming out, and they keep on like just teasing more shit about it, and like it's like great, cool. Like, stop showing us like, ooh, this is like another atmospheric, fun, cool trailer for it. Like, just tell us when the game's fucking coming out, man. It's Death Stranding.
Yeah.
Like, just tell us when the game's coming out. Like, give us an idea of when the game's coming out.
I mean, Cyberpunk 2077.
I am excited for that.
I'm excited for that, but I'm assuming it's gonna have the same mechanics as previous Cyberpunk,
which is
kind of that. I mean, just the gameplay style, and the third-person-y shooter-y.
First-person shooter or third-person shooter?
I think it's a third-person. Or I think it's a you could choose.
I know they made...
But
I know they made some big news this week because their original thing was you could choose a male or female.
Yeah.
And now it's they have multiple body types.
Oh, good.
They changed it too. You can choose your body type, and then there's a more masculine and a more feminine-sounding voice. They have two voices. That's still pretty binary.
Well, that makes
sense.
But
you can interchange them, which a lot of people were like, yeah, it's because this is fucking Cyberpunk, man. You're like, you do what you want.
Yeah. You modify it how you want to.
Yeah, I was partially sold on that because like
reason in the trailer?
No, I was partially sold on it because CD Projekt Red does make some good games.
Yeah.
And like the Witcher games are like, admittedly, they're not for me. Like,
I enjoyed them.
They're so heavy into like heavy duty RPG.
I'm well aware
that it becomes. I don't like loot management and having to do loot management in a garbage menu. Like their loot management menu is not good.
See, I've only ever played Witcher on PC, which I think helps.
Probably helps with that.
Also, having an additional 100 keys, helps with a bit of that.
Yeah, that probably does.
Because I've had games like that too, where the PC or the PS or the console version, because of how the controls are set up, favored towards one or the other, play far better on one or the other.
Probably. I mean, I have Witcher 2 on my PC. I might give it a try.
Like, that's the thing is, I love my like real time strategies and heavy RPG or RPGs.
Yeah,
I prefer on computer.
Yeah,
just because additional keys, things to type, and
Matt says in the Valley of the Gods from the Fire. I liked Firewatch.
That sounds familiar.
Firewatch came out shit, Firewatch was being promoted when I started going to PAX.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a much more calm game if I remember. But no, I'm excited for Cyberpunk 20. Like what sold me was Keanu Reeves in the game. Like that's what sold me.
Yeah. Damn it, I just blanked. There's another game coming where I like two of the, like I've played two other games and I like the third and I'm blanking on all three names right now. But they also have the record. I almost bought a record there yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Because it's a game I love the music from. And I'm trying to. I see the gameplay in my head, and I'm trying to remember the names.
Doesn't that? Don't even think about it. It'll come up.
Yeah. And they're a little indie shop where they have 3 games out now.
Yeah.
And the first one I played, it's a post-apocalyptic world. And you're a guy with a hammer, basically running around.
Like
you've got a hammer, you can get a bow, and it's like a angular view of it.
yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
The music
Bastion.
Bastion, yes.
Yeah.
That company. Their second game, which I'm also blanking on now.
Didn't they do the one where you're like it's all cyberpunky?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a free game on PSN on PS Plus one month. I got it. It was really fun.
I got Bastion years ago, and it came with the soundtrack. And it's a soundtrack I love, and I almost bought it on record yesterday.
Nice.
Like, I didn't want to carry the record around all day.
Yeah.
And by the time I got to like later in the day, I was over in the. That's the other weird thing. So, the main thing is in
the convention center.
Convention center, like that's where the big titles are and everything, and any titles are on a different floor for the most part. And then they're also using the ACT Theater for showing stuff, and a lot of the talks over at the Westin.
Yep.
Tabletop gaming is at the Regency.
Yep. It takes over most of Seattle, downtown area of Seattle.
But like, there's some serious walk in between. Like, think the convention center to the Westin.
Yeah,
Got a decent walk to it.
Yeah, I mean that's what they did with Emerald City this last year.
Was it the Westin?
Was the new one that's like the multi-level one?
No, the Westin is the round ones.
Oh shit, that is a walk.
Yeah,
the tubes. Yeah, that's a good 7
like
8
tabletop
blocks
games
away.
at the Regency, is it Regency?
Hyatt Regency.
Yeah, which is
2 blocks away.
all of an eighth.
Yeah,
So not too far. But yeah, and that's the new one. No, the new one's Kitty Corner, but yeah, same area.
yeah. The new one's kitty corner. And that is where
Regis across the
celebrities were.
street from Barnes and Noble,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
and that's not a bad walk.
No.
But the Hyatt or the Westin is a walk.
Yeah, the tubes. They're 8 blocks away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a decent walk. Hey, you know what?
People made it.
Yeah, people make it and forces you to get up and move.
Yeah.
If you really want to go, you got to go for it.
I mean, I did skip one of the talks I was considering going to because it was over in the West.
You're just like, fuck that. I don't feel like walking.
I don't feel like walking from there to the Westin and back just for 1 hour long talk. And
No, totally.
Yeah.
I understand that completely.
yeah,
I remember seeing the panel for Fallout 3, the panel and the first ever public play, public demo,
Yeah.
gameplay demo was at PAX for Fallout 3, and it was in the area that was at that time the main hall, which was like Emerald City used to be where you lined up in the morning.
yeah,
And then once everyone queued up and went in, it became the main hall. And that's where that was. Now it's just like, that's just more space.
yeah.
That gets used up.
I do know a couple of the big developers and like PlayStation, Xbox both they had games there where you could play,
Yeah.
but you're not allowed to photograph them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, totally. That's the way it's been for a long time.
Yeah, it was interesting though.
Uh,
There's a couple games you actually had to walk into, like they had built stuff around them so you had to walk in to play them.
Yep.
And you couldn't really see them from outside at all.
yeah, they do that a lot.
Yeah.
That's pretty common practice.
Yeah.
Because they don't want that shit leaking.
Lot more and more VR always.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, with a couple of little upgrades to this machine, we could do VR on it.
I saw an interesting one that's it was a VR game where you're defending from like things being like coming at you,
Yeah.
but your friend could also play on their mobile device
And throw shit at
and
you.
be the one attacking you. Which I think is interesting.
That is fun. I still, my favorite one is the defuse the bomb one where somebody's reading an actual book and whoever's in the can't see what's going on in the person's headset.
Yeah.
And the person in the headset has to follow their instructions.
I like it.
Yeah. No. It's a great team building
Watching
game.
people play AR games is almost more entertaining than VR games.
Yeah.
Because they're just
like
staring at a
reaching.
little screen, or they're screen or screen, like doing stuff. Yeah.
Pretty great.
One company had an AR headset with like little Subtronic or
Like
what
the
bone.
The jawbone earbud thing.
Yeah,
type
built
things.
into it, and
Yeah.
like you wore a little like they had both sunglasses with just the headphones that worked for their AR games, but they also had like AR headset too.
I don't go for AR.
I dig it.
I'm more of a VR person.
That's fair.
Mostly because AR is not to the point where I don't trust it to not like jump around.
I don't like AR in games.
Yeah.
I think AR has far more practical applications.
I mean, like, yeah, literally in construction, it's great.
Yeah, Google Maps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But AR for games is just not very fun for me. VR games, like, they're fun.
Yeah.
I like VR games. That said, I want to shift a little bit because we've been talking about PAX for like
That's fair.
most of this,
It's a
and
bit
we only have a few minutes left. But I've somehow it's Labor Day weekend, and my job kicked me out of the office at 1:00 yesterday.
Yep.
As one does. Like I was actually in there working, and like half the office wasn't there. My commute is already pretty fast.
And yeah.
It like
Do you work Monday?
no,
Okay.
no, it's not. But it was still my commute was still the
Holiday traffic.
my commute.
Holiday traffic. Yeah.
My commute is normally 8 or 9 minutes.
Yeah.
Depending on traffic. My commute yesterday was 5 minutes.
Say is my commute.
I hit every green light too.
My commute on traffic day is 8 to 11 minutes.
Yeah.
And on holidays, it's usually about 4 to 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My commute yesterday was about 5 minutes because I hit every green light.
Oh, I've got a chunk of I-5.
Yeah.
So when that's clear,
Just right
shit
through.
moves.
Yeah. That was pretty entertaining. But I got in the office. Most people weren't there. I got out this proposal that we're working on that I got handed last minute because somebody else decided they wanted to leave Thursday and Friday.
Yeah.
So, and they were working on it and they didn't finish it. So I got handed it on Thursday morning. It was like, here, this is 150 pages. Go. I was like, shit. Okay.
But they kicked you out at 1.
I got it done. Finished that at 12:35 and they kicked me out at 1.
Nice.
And so I went and picked up some like mini painting supplies and stuff like that. Sat at home, painted a mini, and watched Carnival Row. And I got through.
All right. You were watching that when I got home.
Yeah, I got through the first 7 episodes last night of the 8, and I watched the 8th this morning, so I finished season 1. It's already been renewed for season 2.
Yep.
They've already said they're going to do season 2. Oh, they're coming for us. Oh, wait, no, they're going away.
It's getting quieter.
I just reached into your frame, apparently. But the
It's gonna be a weird moment on the podcast.
the comments are like, he's so tiny. I finished the first season of Carnival Row. It has some narrative bumps, mostly because they try and shove a lot. I do appreciate that they're like 8 episodes, we're done. We're not going to drag this out to 13.
That's nice. I mean, they choose
That's
the
what the-
appropriate story length.
That's what the Netflix shows the Netflix Marvel shows had a problem with, is like they could have been done in 8 to 10 episodes.
Yeah.
I feel like they needed 10 episodes.
Yeah. And I think Netflix might be learning too, and those streaming companies where you have the flexibility to play with how long you want the series to be.
Yeah. I feel like Carnival Row should have been 10 episodes. There's some things in there that moved pretty fast.
It could have been
have
lingered
been.
with a little more.
Left with a little bit more.
Yeah.
That said, the world building is fucking phenomenal.
Good.
Like, they do a great job of building this society of different classes based on race, and not race based like of skin color, race of like pixies, or they're called like pucks. They're basically like these satyr creatures,
Yeah.
or like all these different fey creatures, essentially. And and like the class dynamics of all of that,
Which is interesting.
yeah. And there's some sort of big, big evil thing happening.
Of course.
And it's also, and there's a little bit of political intrigue and conspiracy and
Nice.
stuff like. That's why I feel like it should have been 10 episodes to allow that to breathe a little bit more.
That makes sense.
Some of that moved a little fast.
Yeah.
But the way that they built out the world, the makeup, the set, the costumes, all of that is just
Phenomenal. Nice.
fantastic. All good, like real good shit. Like I really, really, really enjoyed. I really enjoyed their world building a lot. The
Yeah.
story is okay. The world building is beyond phenomenal, and in a way that it kind of picks up the slack from the story a bit. Because some of the things, like I said, some of the things in the story move a little quick, but they are able to get away with it because of how it of how the world that they built.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, the first episode was a little bit,
Yeah. That's not uncommon in every
but
lot
like
of stuff.
as a series on a whole, I enjoyed it.
Good.
It's not the best show. It's
Not
not
the
gonna.
worst.
It's not gonna be winning all the awards.
I don't need shows that win awards.
No. Well, that's the thing, is it might win awards. If it wins awards, it'll be for costume and makeup.
Remember the most important thing about all the awards. Big Bang Theory won a lot.
Yeah, that's true. Costume and makeup in this is legitimately really good.
I'll always have realized I respect the technical awards more than I respect like the writing and acting ones.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the writing and acting ones are very much popularity contests.
That's the thing is, it
yeah.
feels like a lot less politics and technical.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there is a lot less politics and technical. You know why I know that? Suicide Squad won an award.
Yeah.
Got to start watching The Dark Crystal. Okay, so I'm going to lose friends on this one. I don't like The Dark Crystal, period. I didn't like the movie. I have no interest in watching the show.
I've never watched it.
Okay.
I've watched so many Hanson projects, but I've never watched The Dark Crystal.
It is an hour and a half long, and it feels like it takes 3 fucking hours to get through that movie.
Yeah, I don't know.
You would lose interest like that.
It's
I
one
know
of-
your attention span.
And it's not one I can put on background.
No.
And then, yeah.
What it does really well is shows off like Frank Oz and Jim Henson like making these amazing puppets.
Yeah.
It's a boring movie.
Okay.
Like literally,
It wins technical awards, not writing.
yeah, it is a boring movie. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
Like, yes, it's like the puppetry and everything in that is phenomenal. It is boring as fuck. And like the new prequel series that they're doing that Netflix just premiered on Netflix might be great. I have
you're just-
zero interest in watching
fair.
it because I did not like the movie.
Yeah.
I didn't like the movie as a kid, and I rewatched it as an adult, and I decided I did not like the movie as an adult.
If I have watched it, it didn't stick with me. So
Yeah. You know what? It's like it's kind of a, it's a sister movie to Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Kind of like it doesn't take place in the same world, but,
Similar style.
well, they're the same people.
Yeah.
It's one would not exist without the other kind of
Yeah.
thing. Labyrinth has some entertaining moments in it, at least. I don't like Labyrinth either, but
It's
that's
all right.
that's mostly because
Part
of
of-
the fans.
Part of what I love about the whole Muppets universe,
Mm-hmm.
and even especially Henson's early work, it's just the irreverency.
Yeah. I don't like... yeah, I know. I'm watching Matt get real mad in the comments. I don't like Labyrinth. I have a very good reason. I grew up...
Staring
with
at David Bowie's crotch.
No. No, everyone's fine with that. No, it's fucking Labyrinth fans.
Oh, it's just almost why kind of similar reasons why I hate. My hatred of Forrest Gump is slightly different than that.
What's that?
I hate Forrest Gump.
Oh, yeah, no, you ate Forrest Gump because your brother watched it 1,000 times.
Yes. In
No.
venues where I couldn't escape it.
Yeah. No, this is along the veins of like when fans are so hardcore that they're Yeah. It's hard to like into anything once you get into its fandom. Yep, it's true.
That's why I talk about anime far less than I watch.
Yep.
And stuff like that. Yeah.
It's Labyrinth fans for me growing up were as annoying as Homestuck fans.
Yeah, I can see
Like
that.
these fandoms that are that are bloated. These fandoms that are so bloated and self-important
Yeah.
that they like you can't like anything else.
Oh, I have a series of wizard movies I love that I sometimes feel like that with the fans.
What's that?
I was a series about this kid who discovers he's a wizard because of his family heritage, and he's
Yeah. I don't know what movie you're talking.
it's like 8 or 9 movies in it.
It was 8. But
Yeah.
you can like other things. Jesus Christ. You can like other
Like
things.
I have friends who like it too, who are I'll admit I'm really into it. I kind of nerd out for a lot of the technical, like the universe building shit.
Yeah.
But I also do that for a lot of universes.
Yeah, same. Yeah, and I just think about the fans I knew who were Labyrinth fans growing up, and like the thing is I remember watching it as a kid and being like, "This is fun. I like this movie," and then getting to be like a teenager and meeting people who were like, "This is my world," and I'm like, "Wow, you are dramatic. You need to like take it back,
Chill.
like take
Calm
it
down.
back. Yeah, 2 steps."
Yep.
And just being exceedingly irritated by them. That's why I don't like Labyrinth, why I can't watch it, because I have a negative connotation with it. The Dark Crystal is slow, it is poorly written, and it is boring as fuck.
That's fair.
Technically, neat. I will go watch all of the Muppet movies. And
Repeatedly.
yeah,
Over and over.
Over and over again. Before I watch either of those movies again.
So on a still fan of thing,
Yeah.
but unrelated. I have a Kickstarter to plug it last minute.
Okay. Yeah. We need to plug this before we finish out because this will be the last thing.
Yeah.
Just real quick. Carnival Row, enjoyable. World building's really great. Story's okay.
Yeah. C4 Labs.
C4
So
Labs. They're based out of Tacoma.
Tacoma Federal Way, somewhere in that. I think Tacoma now.
Tacoma.
But they're a laser cutter company. Like
Laser cutting company.
yeah. So like our dice roller downstairs is by them. My Raspberry Pi cases are all by them. I like the shit they do. But
We're biased.
yeah.
We're biased. One of our friends is
One of their main
lead
cutters.
designers. Yeah.
But they are doing a Kickstarter for their LexiQ. It's a tabletop gaming, like travel gaming case.
Is it LexiQ? Did Rachel say that's what it's called?
I don't know.
Lexiq?
Rachel just told me
LEXIQUE.
what I know.
Yeah.
And from, as Rachel described, they have a Kickstarter going currently.
Yeah.
But it's a kind of cool case where it's like
It's about this big.
about portfolio. Like it's
It's like a portfolio size.
looking at it, I think to me it says Trapper Keeper of Gaming. Mm-hmm. Because it's like a zip up like pouch with
Yeah.
design modules for holding shit in it. I'll share it to the page in a little
Yeah,
bit.
but we have cameras.
True. But it's a cool little system where like all your shit is contained.
Yeah.
And I like that shit.
Yeah, and it's got organizers and a dice tray.
It's got a card slot. It's got a dice tray. It's got space for cards, space for pens, figurine, like a little spot to stick your figurines or other storage.
Wasn't there dice storage in there too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said that. Dice storage, cards.
You said cards twice.
Oh, dice storage, card storage,
Mini storage.
pen storage. You can fit a notebook in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And dice tray.
Yeah. It's a cool little setup, and
Yeah.
I think
We'll
designed.
share it to the page.
Yeah.
To the
And then
Facebook page.
I also like they have 2 different case options.
Yeah.
If it has stats, you can kill it,
Yeah.
and never trust anything you find in a dungeon.
Yeah. Or just go search on Kickstarter LEXIQUE
Yeah, or search for C4 Labs.
or C4 Labs.
I don't know, depending on what country you're in, that might be dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah. We were talking about it this morning, and our roommate walks in, and I go, "Yeah, C4," and she goes, "What?"
I'll share it to our Facebook, the Clinic Inane Facebook page
Yeah.
too, and
Yeah.
they're like in the middle of the Kickstarter right now, and
Yeah.
looking on track. So
Yeah. Cool.
yeah,
Well, everyone check it out.
definitely.
That said,
We're out.
We got to finish up. I got to drive across the state.
Yeah, halfway.
Yeah. Yeah. Halfway.
All
Over
right.
the mountains, at least.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm literally over the mountains and through the woods to grandmother's house I go.
Do you realize how many times I've made that joke coming over here to visit Grandma?
A bunch.
Because we went over 2 mountains.
Yeah.
And through some woods.
To grandmother's house.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
That's it for this week.
Bye, kids.
Bye, kids.